I was scrolling through social media at 2 a.m., watching people achieve their dreams while I was stuck in the same boring routine. That's when it hit me. I needed to challenge myself, push my limits, do something impossible. So I made a list. 5 skills that seemed absolutely impossible for someone like me to learn in just 30 days. Juggling blindfolded. Solving a Rubik's Cube underwater. Speed reading 100 pages per hour. Holding a one-handed handstand, and playing a full piano song. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but I was about to find out. Day 1. Juggling practice. How hard could it be, right? Turns out, very hard. I couldn't even juggle with my eyes open. But I didn't give up. I spent 6 hours that day just throwing and catching. By the end of day 3, I could finally do it. My hands remembered the rhythm. Now came the real challenge, doing it blindfolded. My first attempt? Complete disaster. I got hit in the face 7 times. But every day I got a little better. My body started to understand what my eyes couldn't see. On day 8, I did it. 30 seconds of perfect blind juggling. I actually screamed with joy. Challenge number 2. Solving a Rubik's Cube underwater. This sounded insane even to me. First, I had to learn to solve it normally, which took me until day 11 to get under 3 minutes. Then I started practicing holding my breath, pushing my limits a little more each day. My first underwater attempt lasted 12 seconds before I shot up gasping for air. But slowly, very slowly, I learned to stay calm under pressure, both literally and mentally. Day 17. 1 minute and 48 seconds underwater. Cube solved. I felt like a superhero. Challenge 3 was different. Speed reading. No physical skill, just rewiring my brain. At first, I was reading the way I'd always read, word by word, in my head, incredibly slow. I had to learn to stop saying words in my mind, to see groups of words as images instead. The hardest part? My brain kept fighting it, wanting to go back to the old way. After 2 weeks of constant practice, I went from 20 pages per hour to 95. Challenge 4 almost broke me, the one-handed handstand. This required serious strength. Problem: I couldn't even do a regular handstand. I had to start from 0. So I spent days just building the foundation, handstands against the wall, building shoulder strength. Day 21. I finally held a freestanding handstand for 30 seconds. My arms were shaking like crazy. Taking away one hand, I fell instantly. It was like learning to walk all over again. I had to use the wall again, gradually shifting more weight to one arm. Day 26. 3 seconds freestanding on one hand. It was wobbly and ugly, but I did it. Final challenge: learning to play a complete piano song. I'd never touched a piano before. My first attempt sounded like a cat walking across the keys. Absolutely terrible. I started with the basics, learning where middle C was, how to position my fingers. I chose Für Elisa because I'd heard it a million times. Surely that would help, right? Wrong. Learning the timing, the rhythm, making my hands work independently. It was torture. I practiced every night until my fingers hurt, sometimes for hours, playing the same measure over and over. But comparing day 1 to day 27, the difference was unbelievable. Then came day 30, the final day. Time to prove everything I'd learned. I decided to film everything. All 5 challenges, back to back, no breaks. Challenge 1. Blindfolded juggling. My heart was pounding. 45 seconds of perfect juggling. I could feel where the balls were, like they were part of me. I challenged 2. Into the water I went, cube scrambled, lungs full of air. Everything went quiet underwater. Just me, the cube, and the clock ticking in my head. 1 minute 32 seconds. Solved. I'd beaten my personal record. Challenge 3. Speed reading 100 pages in 60 minutes. My eyes moved across the pages like never before, absorbing information in chunks, not words. 58 minutes and 34 seconds. 100 pages completed. I actually understood what I'd read. Challenge 4 was the one I was most nervous about. The one-handed handstand. I prated with both hands, finding my balance, feeling solid and controlled. Then I shifted my weight and lifted my left hand. But 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. I was doing it. I was actually doing it. 18 seconds total. I'd never felt stronger in my entire life. Final challenge. Playing Für Elisa from start to finish. No mistakes. I took a deep breath and let my fingers remember what I'd taught them. The music flowed out, every note exactly where it should be. My hands dancing across the keys. And then, the final note rang out. I'd done it. All 5 challenges. Complete. My hands were shaking. I couldn't believe what I'd just accomplished in 30 days. But here's what really changed. It wasn't about the skills themselves. It was about discovering who I could become when I refused to accept my own limitations. I remembered that person on day 1, afraid to even try, convinced they'd fail. That person was gone, replaced by someone who knew that impossible just meant not yet. So I started making a new list, bigger challenges, scarier goals, because I'd learned the secret. The only real limits are the ones we accept. I shared my story online, and people started reaching out, starting their own challenges. Watching others push their boundaries because I pushed mine, that felt better than any personal achievement. Looking back, I realized something profound. I didn't just learn 5 new skills. I learned how to learn. I rewired my brain to embrace difficulty instead of avoiding it. Now, when I see something impossible, I don't see a wall. I see a ladder. Every challenge is just a series of small steps, and I've proven I could take those steps. The months after my challenge were different. I kept pushing, kept growing. I learned to cook, started painting, taught myself basic coding. The momentum never stopped. My confidence spilled into other areas. I made new friends, took more risks. Opportunities appeared that never would have before, because I'd become someone who took action. Sometimes I think about that person scrolling on their phone at 2 a.m., feeling stuck. I don't judge them. That person needed to be stuck to finally decide to move. They're still part of me, reminding me where I came from and why I keep going. And the truth is, I'm not done. There's always another mountain to climb. But now I know I can climb them. One challenge, one day, one small step at a time. So here's my challenge to you. What's your impossible? What's that thing you've always wanted to do, but convinced yourself you couldn't? Give yourself 30 days, not to master it, but to prove you can start. Document everything, the failures, the breakthroughs, the moments you want to quit. Because those moments When you push through anyway, that's where the real transformation happens. You'll never grow inside your comfort zone. Growth lives in the struggle. And when you fail, because you will fail, remember that failure is just data. It tells you what doesn't work so you can figure out what does. The secret isn't talent or luck. It's showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Some days I practiced at 5 a.m. before work, tired, sore, doubting myself. Other days I practiced at midnight, when motivation was gone and only discipline remained. But every single day added up, small improvements compounding into massive results. Find your people, the ones who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. There will always be resistance. Your brain will create every excuse to stop. Push through it. On the other side is the person you're meant to become. My 30-day challenge taught me something nobody could have told me. I had to experience it. We're all capable of so much more than we think. Our potential is literally unlimited. Every summit reached reveals another mountain. And that's not discouraging, that's exciting. Because it means we never stop growing. We never stop becoming more than we were. So this isn't the end of my story. It's just the end of chapter 1. Now it's your turn. What will your 30 days look like? The only way to find out is to start.